Hey, everybody, we're back again with another look at Sports Week. I'm here with Glen, Calloway, Aaron Mutha-Alamere, Randall Nelson, the usual foursome, and we're going to go around the NFL and just talk about what we've seen. We have predictions, power rankings, and we're going to also look at our list of most disliked / hated players in all sports. So that's our agenda today. We were just talking off camera and we figured why not hit the record button. But the NFL is a topsy-turvy league. Just when you think a team's making its move, like Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago was making a move, then they get bounced by the Jets, I believe. Last week Buffalo loses to Jacksonville, was it?
Yeah.
Yes, 9-6. And last night
that must have been a great game to watch.
Miami, who I thought had nothing, beats Baltimore last night. So you never know what's going to happen in this league. It's crazy.
I love it so much.
I know it is good, but it's tough on us gamblers out there who like to throw the wager in once in a while and get our ass handed to us, you know.
I was going to say that just the week that you go, oh yeah, this is easy, man. I'm going to make a fortune, and every team loses.
I got my stone cold lock of the week, and it's not such a lock.
Oh,
it hurts,
man.
That's why don't gamble, folks. Don't do it.
No.
Start wondering if anybody any good.
Yeah. How about those lousy Chiefs upsetting the Packers? Wow.
Well, the Packers went in without their QB. That's
yeah.
Truth be told.
Another story there.
Mahomes played great.
Huh?
Mahomes played great.
Yeah. Mahomes is great. I mean, I like.
You had one Mahomes play, the last play of the game to seal the win. That was
yeah.
I'll be getting to him a little later.
Oh,
that's a teaser.
So who else? Like the Raiders lost to
Chargers.
Who the Raiders lost to the Giants last week?
Yes, there's another one.
The Bills lost to the Jags.
Yes.
Miami beats Baltimore. That Browns Cleveland game was a bit of a weird one too.
Yep. I know.
The Giants beat the Raiders. How about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But
hurts this week.
How about the Raiders, though? I mean, is this a team what is going on this year? The John Gruden thing, then
Henry
Ruggs with the drunk driving vehicular homicide case, and this other guy with the guns.
I know. They're living up to their reputation of the Raiders, man.
And they're also saying that there was one of the things they warned about a team moving to Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. Now the hockey team went there first, and but hockey players are totally different animals than football players. So there's been no controversy at all with the Golden Knights in hockey, but the Raiders, I mean, is it really a town where these guys can get into trouble more than any other, or?
Probably so.
Well, if you're looking for trouble, you can get into trouble anywhere.
That's a good point too. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
it's just the Raiders have always had that kind of reputation of being on the edge.
Yep, the outcasts of the world.
Yeah, which is a good and a bad thing. You know, I've always liked that.
Yeah, they're not even close to the edge right now. They've fallen so far off it; it's not even funny. It's disgusting.
Yeah, you don't want criminals on your team. Sorry.
No. I might have to start rooting for who's my next team. Oh,
Chiefs.
I
have a nephew, and for some reason, even though he lives in Kansas City, he's a Raiders fan. And luckily, he's a Royals fan, but he's a Raiders fan for some reason. So he wanted a jersey, and I bought him.
Oh man!
Last year, Henry Ruggs.
Oh
no!
That's hilarious. I'm surprised he has the nerve to wear that sweater around town.
Yeah,
without getting his ass kicked.
I got an interesting little tidbit question here. Excluding your own favorite team, who has the best uniforms in the NFL?
I like the Dolphins.
Good pick.
Seahawks. I like the Seahawks.
We have a Dolphins. We have a Seahawks.
I actually like the powder blue Chargers uniforms. I think they're the coolest.
Yeah, mine would be the Rams. I'd like that Ram yellow and baby blue kind of horn on the helmet.
I like the Seahawks, except for that neon green when they wear that. Just
that's
oh yeah. when they do the total neon green, but when they just have a touch of neon green in with their regular colors, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a nice uniform. I think I was trying to think about this last night. I think pretty much everybody has a pretty good uniform when you think about it. You're identified by those colors and insignias, and that they do a pretty good job. I mean, the Dolphins were a good pick too. I've always liked the Dolphin uniform myself.
The Steelers, when they have those throwbacks, have had some pretty ugly.
Yeah, they're terrible. And the Bears have a bad orange.
Yeah.
The Packers are horrible. Yeah.
Oh, that Packers one too. The throwback is on.
I like the traditional Packer one, the Bart Starr Classic, but that third uniform or throwback or whatever the hell it was. From
Who comes up with these things?
Terrible.
They look like referees half the time. Some of the Steelers.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on some uniforms. Another trivia question. I'm going to throw a trivia question at you guys real quick. Who are the top 5 winningest left-handed quarterbacks in NFL history? Top 5 winning. This is wins.
Stabler.
Stabler is number 1.
Got to have Steve Young on there.
Steve Young is number 2. Regular season wins.
Other than Stabler, I can't even think of a left-handed quarterback.
Just the guy that was with Seattle. What's his name?
Largent?
No.
Jim Zorn.
I've got another one.
Dave Craig. Dave Craig?
No, he was right-handed. You're thinking of Jim Zorn.
Jim Zorn. Yeah, Jim Zorn. Okay.
He was 6th. He just finished out of the top 5.
What about Vick?
Mike Vick is in there. He's number 5.
He might come up later.
He may.
Let's see.
You're missing number 3 and 4.
Guy for Jacksonville.
Yep.
Brunell?
Mark Brunell.
Is he in there?
He's on there.
Okay.
One more?
One more. This guy played for a pretty bad Cincinnati team.
Crickets when you say Cincinnati.
A lot of bad Cincinnati.
There's been a lot of bad Cincinnati.
He had
that narrows it down.
Losing record, 83 and 95 career. 83 wins, 95 L's.
I don't think Carson Palmer is left-handed.
No. Now, Carson Palmer was better than this guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was good.
How quickly they forget the great
Klinger?
Boomer Esiason.
Boomer, okay.
Really? Boomer had a bad record, eh?
He had a losing record. He was 12 games under 500 career.
Wow.
So it goes Stabler, Young, Boomer, or Brunell, Boomer, and then Vick are your top 5. Zorn just finished out of the race. So there haven't been that many great ones.
How many left-handed quarterbacks are in the league right now?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't think that any have. Are there any?
I'm trying to think of any.
Tua is left-handed.
Oh, Tua from Miami. Yeah, he's left-handed.
I think there's another one too.
Not many.
No, it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Especially to excel and be a starter. You might have a backup here and there that's lefty. That guy from the Lions years ago, Scott Mitchell, was left-handed, but he didn't win many games. And Tim Tebow was left-handed. He didn't win many games. He was a bust.
Thank God.
He did.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Do we want to break into our most disliked guys before we get into our predictions and rankings and all that stuff?
I just want to say 3-0 Leafs over the Flyers.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that was I had another guy busted me on that doc who I'm friends with in our movie videos. He's a Toronto guy. So he said, I'm not going to wish any luck tonight. And he was right. Shut out.
Yeah.
The Leafs won without Tavares. So good for them.
Yeah, I know. Who's been having a great year.
Yeah, he's a good player. Love him.
The Raptors beat Miami, I think.
Oh, hold on a second. Let's not finish that. The Raptors versus the 76ers.
They beat them last night. I had a double dose of Toronto over Philly, man.
Oh, I guess I didn't know that one.
Back to back. Hockey and basketball, back to back nights.
Oh, too bad the Jays and the Phillies weren't playing tonight.
Yeah, I watched Joe Carter hit another shot off of Mitch
Yeah.
Williams. Anyway, let's jump into our most disliked players.
What
Like
about
to see-
power? Should we do the power ranking first or after?
Sure, I'll do the power ranking just to recap.
Yeah.
Power ranking. There was a little bit of a
Should
movement
be
in this,
interesting.
but it changes every week because these teams keep losing. Once we elevate them, they knock them down. Number 10, getting back in the race here, is the Cleveland Browns. Number 9, Aaron Mutha Alamer's beloved LA Chargers. Number 8, the Buffalo Bills. Number 7, Dallas Cowboys. They slipped a little bit. 6 is Baltimore Ravens, although last night they lost. Then the top 5, you've got Tampa Bay at 5, Tennessee Titans at 4, Green Bay Packers 3. The LA Rams have moved up to number 2. And 1 is unanimous across the board for all of us. The Arizona Cardinals are at number 1.
I don't think they'll last long there, but for now, I think they're there.
For now, they deserve to be there, but we'll see what happens. Just half the season
Especially
left.
after their backup quarterback, takes them to a win last week.
Yeah,
And now they signed Odell Beckham.
I don't.
The
know.
Rams. The
The
Rams.
Rams, right?
The Rams.
The Rams
The
signed
Rams.
Beckham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad
Oh,
move.
I saw a highlight. I saw a headline that said Odell Beckham gets his release and is able to be a cancer on another team.
That's
I don't
exactly
get it,
what he'll
man.
do too. All right, who wants to go first on our hated list? Glenn, you seem to enjoy this the most.
What does that say about me as a person?
You like to get the knife and twist it. There's nothing wrong with that.
You guys are all fortunate I like you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to start with hockey. I got my 9 and 10 guys are both hockey players, and after that, there's no more. So,
Okay,
Brad Marchand from Boston Bruins.
great pick.
Is this the most annoying asshole that ever played sports?
Just look at him and you want to go over and shove a glove in his
You
face.
do. You just want to jump through your TV set and slap him with a 2x4. The stuff he's done, he's such a pest. Like he just does. He'll dig his stick into something, and he hardly ever gets a penalty. I don't know. He's an agitator. He does all this stuff that's totally really outside the bounds of good sportsmanship, and the other guy gets mad and gets the penalty. It happens all the time. It drives me nuts.
Clockwork. Yep.
The one time when in the playoffs, Boston and the Leafs, he was him and Leo Komarov were going to have a fight, and Brad Marchand reached over and licked his cheek.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, can you
Awful.
imagine somebody's gobber all over your face?
Oh.
You just want to kill him. So anyway, he's my number 10.
Good one. All right, we'll go around 10. Randy, what do you got at 10?
At 10 is a guy named Shannon Sharp that for the Broncos. Like I just not stand that guy. He was a hot dog, and the only thing is that now that he's a commentator, has a show with Skip Bayless, I actually kind of like him a little better because Skip Bayless is such an idiot that it's glad to have somebody in there who can say something intelligent.
I wish I could put Skip Bayless on the list because he would be number
Yeah.
1. I can't stand that bastard. All right, Aaron, who do you have at 10?
Well, number 10, he wasn't a great player. He just really annoyed me. He was the quarterback for the Cowboys for a lot of years, Danny White. I don't know why I didn't like him. And,
Anyway,
yeah, he wasn't. He punted and
yeah, I remember. That's a cool pick. I haven't heard that name in a while. Danny White.
Yeah,
Good one.
I don't know why I didn't like him. But just when I was a kid, I couldn't stand him. So that's my number 10.
My number 10 is a guy that we just talked about in our last segment. A guy that just got traded to the Rams, Odell Beckham Jr. Cannot
Yeah,
stomach him. Take him. Good riddance. They should blackball him out of the league. He's a disgrace as a
And take his
professional
dad
player.
with him.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for some of the crap that he pulls on the field. He's a cancer in the locker room and can't handle it. All right, Glenn, back to you for 9.
Okay, one more hockey player. I don't want to make this hockey focused, but Montreal Canadiens, who are the Leafs' bitter rivals since time began, since Adam and Eve. Brendan Gallagher. I can't stand that guy's face. That's all it is. He's a good hard-nosed hockey player.
He's a hard-nosed
There's
guy.
something about his face that I just could punch all day long. I just can't stand it. He gets this grin on his face, like when he's pissing people off, and he's evil. That's it. That's all I got to say.
You said it. Randy, what do you got? 9.
Well, it's a current player for the Chicago White Sox, which I don't like the White Sox, but Tim Anderson. Now, he did one of those Juan Batista bat flips quite a few years ago that now it's a little more common, but he got hit, of course, the next pitch for it was against the Royals. And of course, he brought up a lot of stuff. And, the Royals still had some old time guys with, unwritten rules in baseball, they used to call him that, you not do that. And then he was the guy that hit the home run, the hero in the Field of Dreams game.
Yeah.
And then he admits that he didn't even know about Field of Dreams movie. And he also said that he thought baseball was boring. And I was going like, why are we paying you to watch it then? It's like you had guys like Ernie Banks that just loved playing baseball. And you got, I just don't like him.
Good reason. Aaron.
F Tim Anderson. That's what I said.
F him.
Yeah.
What do you got, Aaron?
My next pick at number 9 is he was a quarterback for the Chiefs and the Raiders, and I just never liked him. He was the ultimate game manager. Took the Raiders to the Super Bowl. Actually, I just never liked him. I think he played for the Vikings too. It's Rich Gannon. I just never liked Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon.
He just used to piss me off when I watch him out there, and I don't know, he just bugged me. I don't know why. There's something about him. His playing style.
That's cool how we all have these little guys that they're not really doing anything wrong. We just don't like them.
Yeah, we just don't like them as
We
people.
flat out can't stand them.
I'm starting out. It'll get better.
My number 9 is the ultimate look at me kind of player. He's all about himself, not the team. Ocho Cinco. Chad Johnson. I couldn't stand this guy. When he changed his name to Ocho Cinco, forget it. That says it all right there.
Ocho Cinco.
We're in the gold jacket.
Yeah.
Chad Johnson.
What a dick. Couldn't stand him.
He got a little ahead of himself wearing that gold jacket on the sidelines too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he do something with his teeth? He had this whole grid made of his teeth. He looked like a gangster out there. He rubbed me the wrong way.
Horrible guy. Horrible guy.
All right, we're down to number 8. This will be interesting.
I can't stand this guy. Ray Lewis. Baltimore Ravens.
Hall of Famer.
What an asshole. The way he would come out, the way they come out of there onto the field, mouthy as hell. And he got caught in that murder thing with the guys getting stabbed, and he got away with that. I don't know how the hell he got away. I was hoping he wouldn't get away with nothing, because then I wouldn't have to watch him anymore. But I just can't stand him. And then I think he tried his hand at wasn't he an analyst or something? Maybe he still is somewhere. It didn't last long. I don't recall seeing him in the last couple of years. But they probably hated him too. So that's Ray Lewis. F. Ray Lewis.
Randy.
I'm picking a guy that he played on a lot of different teams and he was hated everywhere. And it's because he would do little things to try to irritate the other team. And that's AJ Brzezinski, the catcher. And I think it was Ozzie Guillen when he was managing the White Sox and Brzezinski was on there. He says, if you were on the other team, you hated AJ Brzezinski. And if he was on your team, you hated him a little less.
That's awesome.
I've heard that about him. He moved around the league a little bit. People couldn't stand him. He's a broadcaster too. He does some games during the playoffs. All right, very good. Aaron.
I'm up. Okay. Well, I'm going with the dirtiest player in the NFL history, probably Bill Romanowski.
Oh,
whoa, yeah.
he would just cheap
Romo.
shot left and right. And, I don't know if he was on steroids or not, but I don't care about that. But he just was so arrogant and always like cheap shotting people. It really bugged me.
He was.
Yeah, he was a
He played in Philly for
polarizing
1
figure.
year. He was a cheap shot artist for sure. He always got people when they either weren't looking or piling on or just that extra shot. I think he was on something. I think he was jacked up on some kind of steroids. He had those eyes that were like a lunatic. My number 8 is not. It's kind of personal to me because this is a guy that did not want to play in Philadelphia. Sat out a year. He was a prima donna, catered. He was the next Mickey Mantle. Guess what? He wasn't the next Mickey Mantle. J.D. Drew, baseball player, right fielder, went on to have a decent career with the Cardinals and the Red Sox, but he never lived up to expectations. He had Scott Boras as his agent, I believe, and he was like a prima donna from day one, and I always resented him for that because if he would have came to Philly, you never know how things would have turned out. So that's my number 8.
Well, he probably would have got booed off the field for believing in Santa Claus.
Yeah. Most likely. All right, number 7.
Am I next?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I hate this guy just because he's the dumbest athlete that ever lived. Tiger Woods.
Yay!
What an idiot. That's all you got to say. Like, I mean, the man could have gone down in history as maybe like, I'm not going to say Muhammad Ali level, but just below. He's world known, world famous. He had this incredible career going with commercials and freaking Tiger could do no wrong. He was the guy. Then he gets caught with all these porn stars and cheating on his wife, and everything just goes to hell on him. Then I think he turns into a drug addict with prescription drugs. Then he has the car accident, just about kills himself driving 100 miles an hour. Like how a man could destroy a career on his own, but people still seem to love him when he comes on TV. They just can't miss TV. People flock to the Golf Channel when Tiger's playing in a tournament, but I don't get it. But
I don't get it either.
Yeah, he's my number 7.
I'm in your camp on that one. He's on my list later on. All right, Randy, what do you got at 7?
Well, 7 is a Hall of Fame player. I think he's one of the best, but he killed the Chiefs so many times where you thought the game was over, and he come in as John Elway. He was a heartbreaker, and so I just couldn't stand the guy.
Oh, wow. Good one.
The most boring quarterback I've ever watched. There was something about his play. It was so methodical, and there was never anything exciting about his play. He got the job done all the time, but it just seemed like you watched the Broncos. It was like boring football. They would make Super Bowls, and they would just be like, but you can't argue with his success.
No, he won a couple. He was always in the playoffs. They had some heartbreaking losses themselves, but good player. All right, Aaron.
So I'm sorry, Rich, but this is an ex-Eagle, my number 7. But I just don't like him. Even this year he played for the Rams, Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson, yeah.
And even
you had the other guy right too. He could have been on your list too.
Doing all that just always bugged. He'd like celebrate before he scored, and
yeah, and he's an easy target. He makes it easy for people not to like him because that's just his personality. So that's a good one. My number 7 is Tim Tebow, most overrated, hyped dude that ever came in the league. Can't miss. I'm a virgin. I'm holier than thou. All this nonsense, but he couldn't play. So why did he keep making rosters? I mean, I never understood.
I don't know. Then he tried baseball, right? Too.
Tried baseball, hit about $190 in the minors.
Yeah.
I guess people want to like him because he's living a clean lifestyle, or supposedly so. And I don't know. It didn't work. I think the scam finally caught up to him. The hype. He's not what everybody thought he was. College level is one thing to excel at, but pro.
And we don't like clean lifestyles on this channel.
The filthier,
we don't. None of us. Yeah, the filthier, the better.
the better. The more decadent, bring it on.
My number 6, I'm going to say 2 words, and I'm going to shut up, and then who's ever next can go on.
All right,
Kyrie Irving.
Randy, you're up. Good one.
Well, I hate to do this, but I have a feeling that Aaron's going to have one of my guys on his list. But this is when it was on his favorite, I think, receiver list. But I cannot stand Terrell Owens. And he was kind of a cancer to his team. He badmouthed Jeff Garcia after he left San Francisco. He badmouthed McCoy. What is his name? For Philadelphia. Quarterback.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah,
No?
Don McNabb. Yeah, after he left there.
Oh yeah, he really slammed McNabb. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wanted to fight him, and that's I don't know.
That was a joke when he was here. Yeah.
Sure, he's got people out on his driveway, and he's doing sit-ups. And
Yep.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
a
another
person.
me kind of player. All about him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I agree. And I wouldn't have. I just was putting him on my other list because of his greatness, but I get it.
He was a great player when he played.
Yeah.
The off the field stuff was just too much.
Are
All
we
right.
up to number?
We're up to
Okay.
6.
Is it me?
Yes.
I'm getting out of here. Okay. Well, I know a lot of people love this guy, but I've never liked him since he started, and it's Aaron Rodgers. I just don't know why. He's just that snarky attitude bugs me, and he's really condescending to his player. You know, he'll just roll his eyes at everybody, and I just can't. It's hard for me to watch him. When he's playing good, when his team's playing good, he's all happy. Anything goes wrong, he blames everybody else, and it just has always bugged me about him. He doesn't take any accountability.
Absolutely. Good one. I liked watching him play, but I see what you mean by the antics for sure. My number 6 is another one of these guys that was so hyped coming out of college and absolutely spiraled out of control when he hit the pros. Couldn't handle, I guess, the money and the fame, and his performance on the field was just horrendous. Johnny Manziel. Hated him. I mean, this is a guy that was supposed to be the next coming of whoever, and he fizzled out between drugs and the bad boy behavior and hanging out with the hookers and whatever the hell he was doing. It just he couldn't handle the lifestyle and the fame and the fortune. So
He was
Never
the John
really-
Entwistle. He was the John Entwistle of sports.
yeah. Yep. Johnny Football, they called him. All right, now we're into the top 5. Glenn.
Alex Rodriguez. What an arrogant,
Mm.
Yeah. Steroids. He denied all the time. He was neck deep in it. And, just A-Rod. He's just a dick. You just look at him. He just looks so arrogant. Even J-Lo dumped him. I mean, and she's gone out with everybody. So
yeah, there's a good pick.
yeah, Alex Rodriguez. I can't stand the guy.
Excellent.
Give him.
I think he met the Keith Moon of sports, and you like John. Entwistle.
Well, no, John Entwistle, because he was into the hookers and the coke and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know all his backstory. I guess I don't know.
Well, that's how he died, in bed with 2 hookers and a bag of coke, right?
I didn't
John
even know
Entwistle.
that. Good,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
scoop.
Yeah,
there,
he died of a
Glenn.
heart attack in Vegas.
Wow.
My
with
man.
2 hookers in his bed and a bag of coke. Good man.
He's my new he's my new favorite Who member.
Yeah.
What a guy. All right, Randy, what do you got at 5?
Well, I feel bad because I should have had Alex Rodriguez on there, but
Me too.
somehow I forgot him. But he would definitely be on the list. But my number 5 is going old school. His most famous play is spearing Lynn Dawson in the back, and that's Ben Davidson from the Raiders.
Oh, Ben Davidson, man.
That's
That
old
was a rough
school.
one. He was
Yeah,
a
that-
tough football player.
Yeah.
The
Ben
handlebar
Davidson.
mustache. Oh,
But he did a lot of dirty stuff though.
He looked like a convict too, playing football.
Yeah, tough as nails, that guy, man.
Good one. All right, Aaron, number 5.
Number 5. I'm a big basketball fan, and this guy I always hated. He's for the semi-local team here, the Utah Jazz, and I've always been a Trailblazer fan. He was a big rival, and it was Karl Malone. I could not stand him. It seemed like he led with his knees and was like, and then he would get the foul called on the other guy, and it just drove me nuts. And I just never liked him.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Who else did Karl Malone play for? He played for more than
I think he played for the
Trailblazers.
No, I don't think so. He
Yeah,
played
for
for
the
the
Trailblazers.
Maybe you're thinking of Moses Malone.
No, he
Oh,
played
probably.
I played for the Jazz most of his career. Then he went to the Lakers
Yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah,
like
okay.
and tried to win a championship, and it didn't work out. It's like they had him and Barkley and a bunch of guys all went to the Lakers one year.
I don't even remember that. Wow.
That's one team that left a city and should have left the nickname behind. The Utah
Yeah.
Jazz.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. What is that?
That's the dumbest name in sports.
Right.
Same with the Lakers, though. They left Minnesota.
The
Land
lake,
of
yeah,
the Lakes, yeah.
that's true too. All right, my number 5 is a hockey guy. I think he's my only hockey guy on the list. Glenn will appreciate this one. Sean Avery.
Oh, yeah.
This is a guy who played around the most hated man in the locker room, a lot like AJ Brzezinski in baseball. His teammates couldn't stand him. He was an instigator. He bragged about sleeping with other players' girlfriends, and it was just a low-class kind of individual. And eventually he got blackballed out of the league. They sent him down. He never made it back up. Real punk. Sean Avery. If you're out there, Sean, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, we'll go to I was going to give him the old Malfungool, but I decided.
No. Hey, that's a great pick.
I pulled that one back. All right, number 4.
Classless. The word classless should be right beside his picture in the dictionary.
He's horrible.
Yeah. Oh,
he made Kenny Linsman look like a choir boy. That's all I'm going to say,
Okay, my number 4, Roger Clements.
There you go.
What an arrogant bastard. I mean, what a great baseball pitcher, obviously, but he won't make the Hall of Fame because he's a cheating bastard. And I just actually finished reading a book about that whole Balco thing and the scandal with the steroids and that manager that he had, or that trainer he had in Toronto, and he took to the Yankees with him that was shooting him up. And remember, Clements kept denying it. He was going to Senate hearings saying, "Oh, I didn't do anything, and this guy's an asshole." And meanwhile, the guy's got the evidence in a Coke can he's been saving for 10 years, and then he finally shoved it up Rodgers' ass. And he'll never get he'll never get into the Hall of Fame, and good on you.
I like how you have both Clemens and A-Rod, 2 of the biggest liars who ever lived.
yeah.
Bold-faced liars. All right, what do we got here, Randy?
All right, number 4, I've got one of the early receiver prima donnas, and that was Michael Irvin for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That guy. And now he's on these pregame shows and stuff like that, and he's terrible. I go, he's terrible at announcing, and he was a jerk when he played football.
Yeah,
a great pick.
Absolutely
Hated that guy.
All right, Aaron, who you got it for?
Bill Laimbeer from the Pistons. I couldn't stand. I like those Pistons team, except for Bill Laimbeer. I could not stand that guy.
Yeah, I didn't like him either. He would have been in my next 10 for sure. He's a creep, a thug out there too. Didn't like
thug.
I didn't like the way he played ball. He was like with the elbows, and I don't know. Horrible. My number 4 is a guy you guys, I think Randy mentioned him, T.O. Can't stand T.O. I know, I recognize the talent. It's unbelievable. He can do anything on a football field, but he had this neurotic kind of personality, and he was detached from his teammates a little bit. He didn't even show up for his Hall of Fame ceremony. I mean, who does that? You just completely ignore it. I just don't get it. And the whole thing on the driveway when he was in Philly, and look at me do push-ups, and I'm going to do some sit-ups, and it's like 100 degrees outside. What was he proving?
That he's an asshole.
He was, and
Yeah.
the Eagles may have very well won that Super Bowl that year if he had just been a straight arrow. They had a great season, and then towards the end of the year, he started his shenanigans, and it just threw him off course. So I hold him personally responsible.
Me too.
All right, number 3, Glen Calloway.
Well, I have one of the most important things in my life sitting on the couch beside me, my dog Peyton. And I'm a dog lover. And Michael Vick is my number 3.
Yeah.
A dog fighting ring, really?
That's
what you do in your spare time? Yeah. Oh, man, what a scumbag human being. Should have been put in jail for life.
Yeah.
Put in front of a firing squad, hung at City Hall Square, whatever you want to do with him. Tie him to 2 cars and pull the cars in each direction. Do whatever you could send him to Guantanamo Bay. Michael Vick, disgusting human being.
I had a hard time leaving him off my list, but I figured he did his jail time. That's the only reason I cut him a break. But he deserves to be on.
Yeah, I think my blood pressure's going up.
Calm down there, man. All right, Randy, what do you got at 3?
Well, my number 3, I think Aaron just said, it's Bill Laimbeer. I hated that guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like it.
He'd elbow anybody. Got in a fight with Larry Bird, Dr. J, about anybody in the league, he got in a fight with it sometime or another.
Yep, that's good.
That's the only crop. No, there's been T.O.
Yeah.
T.O. and Bill Laimbeer, the two that made the
2
list
head
twice.
honchos. Yep. Very good. All right, Aaron. 3.
Well, my number 3 made some of the biggest shots in college basketball history, and I hated him. It was Christian Leightoner. Couldn't stand that.
Yeah.
Just stomping the guy on the ground, and it just made me mad every time he touched the ball. And I liked him a little better as a pro, but I just couldn't stand him when he played for Duke. It drove me nuts.
He was unlikable for sure. My number 3 is a guy Glenn had earlier. I was going to put him at number 1, but I spared him. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods had the whole world by the scrotum and threw it away. He just he had everything, all the fame, all the fortune, recognized as the greatest golfer of all, and then he had to go and put his life in the toilet with whatever 18 hookers and all of them on the speed dial, and his wife bashing his face in with a 5-iron or whatever it was. The rumor that went around. I mean, you didn't see Tiger for 9 months after that, and then karma finally caught up to him. Now he's had back injury, knee injury, car accident. A lot of that self-imposed.
It's all self-inflicted.
Yeah, self-inflicted, destructive behavior, and it kind of came back to bite him. And now people with a brain don't even give him the time of day. I could care less about him. So that's my number 3. Glenn, 2.
Aaron Rodgers.
There you go.
Week, I agree with everything Aaron said earlier about Aaron Rodgers. And then to add to it, everything that's gone on this week, man has no sympathy or no respect for teammates, for anybody around him. He's a liar. He's selfish. I can't stand watching him play. I don't hate the Green Bay Packers, but I do now. I'm kind of hoping they go nowhere. I had a hard time putting them in the power rankings this week just because I have such a hate for them. But Aaron Rodgers, if anybody's watches Howard Stern or listens to Howard Stern, he's been slamming them all week, big time. Yeah, really bad. It's been fun. So screw Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I hope at the end of the season, Green Bay dumps you and you go to the Dallas Cowboys.
Great. Good pick.
He's had a lot of people. He had Terry Bradshaw got him, and Kareem Jabbar, Charles Barkley.
Hey, he deserves it. Yeah, Kareem came down hard on him too.
Really good.
Yeah.
But it's like, what's stopping Kirk Cousins, who's unvaccinated? Say, well, I'll just walk around without a mask and not do any of the protocols and just get fined $14,000. That was kind of a joke.
Yeah, it is a joke.
Yeah. All right. Randy, number 2.
Well, my number 2 is kind of the face of baseball steroid era, but he was a jerk. He was a jerk to the media. He was a jerk to his teammates, and that's Barry Bonds. I mean, even in college, the manager tried to, calm things down because he wasn't doing what everybody else was supposed to do, and he had the team vote on whether to keep him. He goes, we're trying to win the national championship for Arizona State. Of course, 2 people voted to not keep him, so the coach ended up saying, well, it wasn't unanimous because he didn't think they would all vote to get Barry off the team. But yeah, he was a jerk. Barry Bonds.
He was a jerk, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another denier.
Yes.
Liars.
All those guys are liars. They can't look at themselves in the mirror and say, I was wrong.
No.
I got what was coming to me. Horrible. All right, Aaron, number 2.
Number 2, and I feel bad for how his life ended, but I could not stand Kobe Bryant. I didn't like him. He was arrogant. He just had this look on his face on the basketball court, really arrogant, and I just couldn't stand watching him. I don't like the really arrogant players.
Yeah.
Most of them. It's just they bug me.
I was the same way with Kobe Bryant. I feel the same way. You're right. Yeah.
He had some legal problems too, but that isn't why. It's just how he presented himself on court. That's what I didn't like about him.
Very good. My number 2 is one of the most bizarre individuals that ever played pro sports, and that would be Mr. Dennis Rodman.
Oh.
I mean, come on. Just that says it all. Just
Kim Jong-un is watching Sports Beat right now. Just go, what the hell are you saying?
I know. I'll probably get shot in my sleep or something.
I think there's one of those long-range missiles coming your way. You better get in the basement.
He rubs me the wrong way. I mean, I don't like the staples and the tattoos in the face and dressing up in a wedding gown or whatever the hell he did that time. He married Carmen Electra, I think, for a minute.
Yeah, for 5 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, it was all about showmanship, and he wasn't a bad player. He was a great defender and a great rebounder, and he was a good team player, and he played hard. But the personality just rubbed me the wrong way. So sorry, Dennis.
No, that wasn't a bad pick at all.
No. All right, then we're down to number 1. This will be interesting. Most hated player in our opinion, all around louse, whatever you want to call him.
Well, I don't know how this guy isn't number 1 on every list. There's only one. When I started compiling my list, I write down the numbers 1 to 10 and then start writing where I think I'm going to rank them. And this guy went into the number 1 spot immediately, and he hasn't moved. J Simpson.
Yeah.
Great football player. I actually saw OJ play with at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. I don't think it was called Rich Stadium then, but back in the early 70s. And great football player. But oh my God, I mean, you cut your wife's head off with a knife. I mean, that's enough to earn the prestigious position of Glen Calloway from the basement's most hated athlete.
I thought about him, but I didn't put him in the list. What a great football player, but a horrible human being. All right, Randy, what do you got?
Yeah, most of what I thought about was when they were playing, so I didn't put him in there. But I did see something funny the other day. I saw Norm Macdonald talking about Tiger Woods, and he goes, "You think all the millions of people, millions of women that wanted to sleep with him, he was probably the most faithful guy because it was like 0.001% that he cheated."
Yeah.
That's Norm Macdonald for you. But my number 1 is actually on Aaron's list, and it's Bill Romanowski, the most cheapest football player. He broke Kerry Collins' jaw in a preseason game. He punched his own teammate in practice and broke his eye socket, and he was never the same. I can't think of the player right now. And if he was on the bottom of the pile, you better protect your private parts.
Yeah, Romo was tough. Cheap. All right, that's a good pick. That's a crossover pick. What do you got, Aaron?
Well, I said it was going to be coming up. My most hated player is Patrick Mahomes. I can't stand him.
Oh my God.
I can't even watch a commercial with him, and I turn up the channel.
I love that.
And it's not, it just bugs me. It's just he's so arrogant, throwing those behind the back passes, and then he's finally catching up to him. There people are, he has bad mechanics, and he's really arrogant. They said something about Herbert early in the offseason, and he just dismissed it like I just say I don't think my quarterback would do that with him. I think he'd be classier.
Yeah.
So I just can't stand him.
That's awesome.
Mike is showboating, and then it's just like mechanics. He's a good quarterback. I think he's been on a really, really solid, really good team with a great coach, and it's covered up a lot of his mechanic stuff, and it's catching up to him a little. But I'll probably be proven wrong. Sorry, Randy. Nothing against you.
Well, my number one is a sort of an under the radar kind of guy. He doesn't play a glamour position, but he is a cheap shot artist. And Ndamukong Suh, a defensive lineman.
Dirty ball player.
Dirtiest player. He's a guy that body slams people after he sacks them, or steps on their face on the way out.
Yeah, he stepped on one guy's head. And,
he stomped on somebody's leg. I forget who it was, a quarterback's leg. He's just it's not enough to make the sack or the tackle, but you got to rub it in and go dirty with it. And it's repeated offenses with this guy. I couldn't leave him off the list. I mean, he worked his way up to number one. I wanted to put Tiger at number one, but I thought you guys would come down hard on me, so I didn't.
So that's a really good pick.
Ndamukong Suh. Now, one guy that I wrote down as an honorable mention that nobody mentioned here is Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he was considered. I had him in my my honorable mentions for sure.
Yeah.
He was on my original list
because he's not a real likable guy, and yet,
well, he's only a rapist and guy who bites people's ears off. Nothing to worry about.
Give him a third shot.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a fun exercise. I like that.
That was fun. I love doing those. Who else can we hate next week? This is good.
Our hate's probably
there's one, and I forgot about him until we did this. Is Conor McGregor. I can't stand him either.
Yeah, he's another one.
Not that it's a real sport, or maybe it is. What about that guy like Lance Armstrong, who's another liar?
That's sport. I mean, another one.
Nobody mentioned him. He was in complete denial.
Yeah, another liar.
We don't like the liars, folks. So if you're going to come at us, come at us straight.
Well, the thing is, right? No matter what you do, how stupid or disgusting it is, just be quiet for a week, and then I guarantee someone else is going to do something more stupid and more disgusting than when you did, and then you can come out and say, "Yeah, I'm sorry," and that goes away.
You have to take
when you
ownership
come out and lie, it stays with you forever.
Right.
I don't know who's talking to these guys behind the scenes and saying this is the way you handle this stuff. I mean, they got to have public relations guys and stuff who are clearly not doing their job in most of these cases.
Right. All right, that was cool. Now we're going to get back to our predictions. What's our standings, Glenn? Have you been keeping track of these?
Well, after last week, we all pretty well broke even, except for the one game where Aaron took the Browns and we all took the Bengals.
Right.
So that put him up to 9. He got 3 right. Randy only got 1 right last week. So Aaron's got 9. Randy's got 5. You and I got 2 right. We're at 8 and 8. So Aaron's in the lead by 1. We'll see who
and
this week.
Randy picked the games this week, and just to refresh everybody's memory, we have the 4 games we're going to predict are Cleveland at New England, Philadelphia at Denver, Seattle at Green Bay, Kansas City at Las Vegas. Those are the 4. Who wants to take on that Cleveland New England game first? Glenn, you want to hit that one?
I'm going Patriots at home.
Glenn,
I think Browns beat the Bengals last week. I think they're going to lose this week.
All right, Randy?
Well, I had a tough one on this one. That's why I tried to pick 4 that I thought were pretty tough. So
right.
I'm actually going to take Cleveland. I think without Beckham around, Mayfield's neck, I think he's going to feel a lot more free and easy to to play. Played his best game after he left last week, so I'm going to pick Cleveland.
All right, Aaron.
I'll have to say, Randy, you picked some really hard ones.
They are
really
hard.
good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Patriots because I think the Browns, I didn't think they played good. I think they had a lot of turnovers and their defense went up for them. Their offense really wasn't on track very well, I didn't think. I think Bayfield's a little iffy at times. I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going Patriots too. I'm not a believer in Cleveland, although they are number 10 in our power rankings, but I'm going to take the Pats.
This is Randy's chance to get back into it.
Or get farther away.
Or
All
get
right,
further away, yeah.
Eagles at Broncos.
Man. So Denver beats Dallas last week. Philly won too, right?
No.
They lost
they
to the
play?
Chargers.
Chargers.
Oh, that's right. Lost to the
Yeah.
Chargers.
Right.
Good game, too.
It was fairly
Man. Oh, yeah,
competitive.
that went right down to the end, didn't it? I forgot. Yeah. This is hard. I don't like Denver too much, but I don't like Philly too much either. But I'm gonna go with the Broncos just because it's they're home. That's the only reason.
Okay. Randy?
I think I'm going to go with the Broncos too. Of course, last time we all went against Philly, the Philly won, and Phillies won. I mean, the Phillies, but
Yeah.
the Eagles won.
Aaron?
I'm going to go with the Eagles. I was impressed with them last week. I thought they played really good. And usually when a team blows out, has a big win like the Broncos have, they have a letdown. So I'm going to go with the Eagles.
I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. The Eagles are not good on the road, and especially a high altitude game like that. I don't see them winning that game. All right, so Seattle at Green Bay.
I hate to do this because I love Seattle. It's my wife's favorite team, and we watch them every week. And they're just not having a good year. And Green Bay is going to win it at home. Seattle's not going to go on the road and win that.
Okay,
But I'll be rooting for them.
Randy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Rodgers is going to be motivated, and he'll probably have a good game. So I'm going to pick the Packers too.
Aaron.
Seahawks. Russell Wilson's back. I think he's going to do it.
I hope so.
I'm gonna agree with that. I think Russell Wilson coming back is going to give them some life, and Aaron Rodgers, he needs to come down a few pegs. So that one's evenly split. We got 2 on the Packers, 2 on the Seahawks. Final game: Kansas City at the Raiders.
My head says Kansas City all the way, but my heart's saying Raiders, so I'm going to go with my team.
Sticking by his team. Good move.
I am.
Randy?
Actually, I think Kansas City plays better on the road than they do at home, but I'll give it one more shot. I'm going to pick the Chiefs.
Randy sticks by the Chiefs. Aaron?
Two homers here.
Can I go with a tie?
Yeah.
He hates both teams.
No, I'm going Raiders. I just think they got something building there. They're going to have a couple more good weeks before they fall apart.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I think this is the toughest game. All right. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Why not? So that's an even split. Actually, we should have some movement in our standings. We got, just to recap, Cleveland. We've got Randy on Cleveland. We got the rest of us with New England. Aaron's got the Eagles. The other 3 on Denver. Seattle, Aaron and Rich. Green Bay, Glen and Randy. Kansas City, we got Randy and Rich. And Glen and Aaron with the Raiders. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
You know, because football is such a sport that you can gamble on, we should start doing each of us pick a game of the week, which we think is a can't miss. If you had to lay down $20, what game would you pick?
We'll all be
Like
poor.
Buffalo over Jacksonville.
Yeah, that would have
something
been
like
it.
that. Yeah. What's
Anybody the
what's
Jets
the bet
play.
of the week? Even at basketball, any sport, what's your bet of the week? You know,
We could
coming
do
up.
that. Next week, Aaron will pick the games. It's his turn. So
All right.
he'll be picking the 4 games. I don't know what other kind of lists we can come up with. I do like Glen's pick of the week thing. We could throw that in there. Anybody want to come up with a trivia question or any kind of little tidbit, feel free to do so.
Are we finished hating on people now? Should we do something more positive?
I think
Like,
we should,
you know,
we should go positive. Let's go positive for a while. We'll come back to the hate.
Could we do our favorite athletes of all time? We haven't done that, have we?
We've done favorite positional players,
Yeah.
not athletes. It's your guys' call. You want to do favorite announcers?
It's not a bad one.
It's not a bad
Color,
one.
include analysts, color guys, and
There's a lot of really-
and
we could-
announcers.
We could do, how about 5 favorites and 5 hated? We'll split it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that.
All right. So include anchor the guys, the pregame show guys, and the
Anybody that's
play-by-play guys, anybody's
Yeah.
associated with the
Yes, anybody that's a
radio or TV broadcast.
Yes.
So can we include us now?
No,
Yes,
Oh, from Untitled.
we should be included
That
too.
guy on Sports Beat, he sucks.
Yeah,
the guy in the upper right-hand corner, what a dick, you know? That's
that only
me.
leaves one more spot for a most hated guy. The 4 of us will be on the list, and one more guy.
Yeah, that's a good one. We'll do that. So that's 5 most respected broadcasters or well-liked, and then 5 hated or disliked.
Okay.
And it could be pregame, like Glenn said, pregame, analyst, color man, whatever you want to call them. And any sport, right? Doesn't have to be football. It could be any sport.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good topic. All right, so we're going to wrap
Perfect.
this up. Just about an hour. Appreciate my guest, of course, Glen Calloway from the basement. Sub his channel up. Aramutha Alamere, who I watched a great episode with Jeff Witcher and Gary and Chris last night. That was a good one with sophomore albums.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Check that
I
out.
will.
And of course, Randall Nelson getting back from vacation. Good to have him back in Missouri. So for us, we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody, and leave some comments. Appreciate it. Bye.